bros when they get wrapped up with the goals. They don't really wanna make money, they just wanna leech, they just wanna act, take from it. They don't really wanna get jig, they just wanna sig, let the past act stay bummy.
Hey yo, what's good? Ms.Fit, Murder and Gang. This is my dummy advice.
We all gotta make chips, yeah. I hate making late trips, we all gotta take risks, chances. I'm out here playing with the gangsta.
What it is. Bing, 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 bing. Today's topic is lesbians for dummies. Now, I'm a proud, loud, and fucking beautiful lesbian woman. And I thought it was important for me to share some insight on my community, right? Not just, let me be very, very clear. I am not speaking for the entire LGBTQI community. I'm speaking from my point of view, my perspective. Now, if some of my community relates to me, poppin'. If not, that's okay, because we are all not the same person, despite what people might think. Now, which is a reason why I felt like I should do this video, because I feel like people often just put us all in the same category, the same loop. We're all the same fucking person, but that's not the case, right? There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of fuckery around this shit. You know what I'm saying? And basically, like, a lesbian is a woman that likes other women, right? That's who they want to have sex with. That's who they want to live their life with, and that's how they live their lifestyle. A bisexual woman obviously is a female who likes men, who likes women, and it's all good, right? Gay, we know it refers to the gay man, men who like men. But we're not here for a breakdown of every gay term. But I just thought it was important for me to shed some light on certain misconceptions, right? A big and huge misconception. People tend to get this wrong about me, so I feel like it was important for me to kind of discuss it. For some reason, people say, oh, you want to be a dude, or you want to have a dick. No, that's not true for me. Now, that is true for some people, right? And that's called transgender, right? When, you're a woman and you feel like you're in the wrong body and you want to get a sex change and things like that. That's transgender. More power to the transgender community, but lesbians don't necessarily fit in that category, right? Not all lesbians want to be dudes, right? So yes, I dressed, I shop in the men's department, but that in no way makes me or do I consider myself a man. I still identify as a woman, proud of it, and I don't want to fucking be a dude, point blank period. Now, I get that a lot from men, right? Oh, you want to be a dude, and some people don't agree with my lifestyle, and that's absolutely fine, because the same way I'm free to be a lesbian, you can feel free to be a dick eater. It's all good. But what you shouldn't do is discriminate or pass judgment or speak ill of something you're not 100% educated on, first and foremost. And second of all, it's like it's nobody's place to even make those kind of statements when you have no fucking idea, no fucking clue. You know what I mean? It is annoying. You know, let's just be real. How would you feel if someone always told you or thought they knew what the fuck you wanted in your fucking life? Like, no, it's fucking ridiculous. So you know, I say all that to say this: no, not all lesbians want to be dudes. Lesbian simply means you're a woman and you like other women, right? So, you know, now that that's out the fucking way. Another misconception is that all lesbians are running around with dildos and just trying to fuck everybody with hard fucking plastic. Nah, it's not the case either. So like, for instance, me specifically, right? I probably 9.9% of the time don't even use dildos or strap-ons or shit like that. Just because that's just not what I do. I mean, if you know, the girl I'm with is like, yo, get the strap, I'm gonna get the strap. But, you know, that's not my go-to. You know, I don't walk around wearing a strap and then I have I get into it, a chick just pop out and I'm pulling out the strap. No. But some lesbians do, right? Some lesbians stay with the strap on them and they keep it on them, and when it's ready to get it popping, they're just ready to pull it out. And that's just how the fuck shit goes. But under no circumstances should you assume that every lesbian wants to put a dildo in you. This is not the case. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, you know, in battle rap, I think that's like everybody's like go-to, right? That's their go-to, like this. Like, oh, you gonna pull out a dildo and you know, with the strap on, I got the strap. Like your fake dick. And trust me, I've heard all the dildo jokes in the motherfucking world, and it never really affects me because, like I said, 99.9% of the time, it's just not true. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with dildos. There's nothing wrong with strap-ons. You know, and if someone wears it all the time, more power to you. But my preference is not to just run to the strap. You know what I mean? But then people be asking me, well, how do y'all fuck? Like, how do y'all fuck? Like, I mean, I don't ask anybody else how do y'all fuck. I don't, cause I don't give a fuck. Cause it don't make my shit tingle. But since this is Lesbians for Dummies, hey, we can get into some things. But again, if you're curious about the shit too, and you've had some questions, leave comments in the comment section. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, because support. And before I forget, I now have a paid subscription program running on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. So if you want to support the brand and help me build this platform into to the greatest platform on the fucking planet, you know, subscribe and pay the monthly subscription. I would highly appreciate it. But yeah, back to Lesbians for Dummies. You know, I would say, I guess, oral sex is essential in lesbian sex. I think it's a big part of it. But it's just not all. You know what I mean? That's not the only way you can catch an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's just different with every partner, right? I don't think one size fits all in this situation. I think most of the time you guys vibe out on each other's energy, and it kind of just happens from there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think, not not one of my experiences was similar to any other. I think every sexual encounter I've had, I've been in crazy situations. You know what I mean? I've been in weird shit. Weird shit happens, in sex as a whole. And, I even had a bitch spit at me, which was not fucking fun. And that shit went left quick. I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to shit going left in sex. You know what I'm saying? And that actually should be the topic. Shit going left in sex. So today's topic is shit going left in sex. Shit going left in sex. Tell me about an experience where shit went left for you during sex. Because sex is fucking complicated. It's complicated. It can be so easy, but sometimes it's just so complicated. You can be with someone, right, sexually, and to you, they can be the best fuck on the fucking planet. They can be the baddest bitch in your category. But then when they with the next person, they could be absolutely trash and horrible. And why that is, it has everything to do with chemistry. If you don't have sexual chemistry with your partner, you're not gonna reach your peak. No one will reach their peak. And it's just that simple. I don't really know exactly where this sexual chemistry arises from, or whatever the case may be, but I know some people have it and some people fucking don't. You know what I mean? It can get weird. Now, speaking of the weird situation, right? There was this one hoe, whatever. She was good at sex, right? She liked to do wild shit, right? She like flipping and 69, and she was eating ass, and there was all types of shit going on, right? And one time she was like, yo, slap me, choke me, do all this type of shit. And I was like, alright, cool. Slap the bitch, choke the bitch. Alright, cool. She's like, no, you not choking hard enough. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Alright, cool. I'm finna kill you, bitch. I'm fucking finna kill a bitch now. I'm choking the bitch out, wilding. She's like, oh, spit on me. I'm like, alright. So I spit on the bitch pussy. Hold that. Then she's like, oh, no, spit in my face. I'm like, oh, shit. Alright, cool. You want some other shit. So I'm like, cool. Spit on the bitch face. And she want me to keep spitting. I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is spit everywhere. This bitch is bugging out. Alright, cool, fuck it. Cause, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to, go the extra mile for an orgasm to go down. Cool. Spit in the bitch's face. Within the next 2 seconds, I'm about to encounter the weirdest sex going left experience that I've experienced ever. Right after my last spit, the bitch spits right back at me. And there was a lot of fucking spit. So now I got spit right here in this section, and it's dripping down my nose. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Everything stopped. Everything stopped. I'm like, oh, hell no. Get up, bitch. Why the fuck did you spit on me? What the fuck just happened? Bitch spit on me. I was grossed out. Not gonna front. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. It's cool if you want to spit on my pussy and shit, but don't spit in my face. First of all, you asked for that. I didn't ask for that. You can't go around just spitting on people without getting confirmation or permission. It's crazy. So when that happened, I'm like, oh shit. Mind you, it just killed the whole mood. I no longer wanna, participate in these sexcapades. I'm not here for it. So it was probably the most awkward conversation after that. Cause it was just like, I'm just looking like, so nobody finished, right? Nobody got off. So it was pretty awkward. It was probably just spit everywhere. It's probably disgusting. But I saying all that, but I'm just like, look, it's cool to have weird sex, whatever kind of sex you want. I'm not here to judge people. I don't like being judged, so I don't judge people. Whatever you into in the bed is whatever you into in the bed. But if you don't want sex to go left, you have to get confirmation. You have to get some kind of assurance that this is okay. And a good way to do that is watching porn, which is significant other. Now, watching porn, which is significant other, can really help out in this section. This is where you will find out what's growth, what's cool, what's game, what's popping, all that shit, right? Because you can pay attention to the kind of porno she likes. She can pay attention to the kind of porno you like. And you guys will get a better idea of what's on the table. And then it opens up a conversation, right? Now y'all can have a conversation about, what's a go, what's not a go, what's out the window, what's in play, whatever. So just break it down. Be like, cool. You know what I mean? You ever tried this or whatever? Yeah, I tried that. I liked it. Bingo. Cool. You got one. Or, be like, nah, I tried that. It was no bueno. So I'm pretty sure, because I've put it out in the universe mad times, no girl would spit in my face. Because it's just not the motherfucking way. It's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm with the sexcapades. I'm with the experimental shit. I ain't mad at it, right? Because I think it's important, especially when it's like your girlfriend, like someone you really care about. I think it's important for you guys to explore new things. Because what happens when you're in a relationship, shit gets repetitive. And then when that happens, shit gets boring. And then when things get boring, you lose interest and you never want to go in that direction. You have to try new things and be open-minded to other shit. You can't just go around doing the same shit and it's just repetition, just all the same shit. Shit gets whack, it gets dull, it gets fucking boring. Nobody wants to be in a fucking loop. No one wants to be in Westworld's loop. So you gotta really sometimes color outside the lines. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want sex to go left, you gotta have those discussions and those conversations. Cause that's really where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So sex going left, lesbians for dummies. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand, right? Cause lesbian sex, I think, is a more sensual feel. I think while women are lesbians in the first place, it's kind of because they prefer a more sensual vibe. You know what I mean? And they might like different kinds of women. You know what I mean? They might like more masculine women or more aggressive women. It's probably like the best word, or feminine women. You know what I mean? But either way, you're dealing with the same body parts, and I don't really care if people don't like to admit it. I feel like these body parts work similar no matter if you're an aggressive female or if you're a more feminine female. I think these body parts work just the same. Are your reactions gonna look the same? Maybe not. Maybe so. Who fucking knows? But again, knowing your partner and what they're interested in is important. But see, I have a question for the world, right? Is it like, do you guys consider it like a fake thing if you do something in sex purely because your partner likes it, or better word would be solely because your partner likes it? Is that like being not true to yourself, or is it an unselfish act, an unselfish positive act where someone's getting pleasure out of it? So is it okay to take an L in the short term so that you can have a win in the long term? Question mark. How y'all feel about it? Leave comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Say all of that. Say, Lesbians for Dummies is important. This is important. It's important for people to know these facts about us lesbians. You know what I'm saying? Another common misconception is aggressive females, right? A lot of people refer to us as dykes. Now, I think that's a more negative word. We don't really use the word dyke. We're more on the AG, stud, aggressive female kind of area, you know? You shouldn't just be going out and being like, yo, dyke this, dyke that, oh, my homegirl, she's a dyke. We kind of getting past that. We're past that. So if you have a lesbian friend, we're getting past the dyke word. So if you have a lesbian friend, maybe you should not use that word. Okay? So a common misconception is that aggressive women don't like to be penetrated, right? And that's not necessarily true. It's just not. Because like I said earlier, these body parts work the same, whether people want to admit it or not. A pussy is a pussy, and it works the way all pussies work. It does. But I don't want to say that, because not all techniques are general, right? And I guess this would be what? Pussy 101? But not all pussies, not all vaginas, whatever you want to call it, work the same, right? For instance, let's talk about fast strokes over slow strokes when you're giving oral sex to females, right? Some girls don't like the fast strokes. Some girls rather like a slow whine going on situation, and that's how they reach their climax. You know what I'm saying? Some girls like a fast one. You gotta get the fast one in there. But again, this is all about learning that specific vagina. But overall, there's just but so many things, right? So like when people feel like, tying it back to the penetration thing, when people are like, oh, aggressive females don't like penetration, that's not necessarily true. Because I know a lot of aggressive women who like to be penetrated. Some of them even like getting the strap, believe it or not. And that's just their forte, man. And there's no judgment. But this is why you should never categorize like lesbians as just one thing. It's just not one thing. That's why it's like some girls, right? They'd be like, you know what? I'm not a lesbian, but I let a bitch eat me out. And that's really interesting to me. Because it's like, alright, I guess it doesn't make you a lesbian. It just kind of makes you, I guess, like curious about the situation. But me personally, I ain't eating out no chick that ain't gonna reciprocate the favor. Just not happening. Not in my book. You know what I mean? This doesn't make sense for me. And that brings me to another misconception. You know, a lot of people think that aggressive females, AGs, girls like myself, don't like to be touched. That's fucking insane to me. Now, I do know some girls who don't like to be touched. Like, I used to go to school with this girl. She was an aggressive female. She dressed like a guy. And she dated women. But she did not like to be touched under no circumstance. She don't want you to eat her out. She don't want you to touch her. She don't want you to touch her breast. She doesn't want you to touch any part of her that reminds her of being a woman or like a vulnerable woman at any given time. You know, to me that was a bit odd because I kind of, you know, try to understand like what she's getting out of it. But it makes her aroused to see the reactions of her partner getting pleasure. So that's how she got pleasure from her sexual encounters. I don't specifically agree. No, I'm definitely not one of those AGs that are like, no, don't touch me. I honestly don't see the point of that. Yes, it is attractive for your partner to get an orgasm and to see their reactions. Yeah, that's all part of it, right? But for me, that's just a piece, right? That's just a piece of the puzzle. That's just one part of it. It's definitely not the whole story. You know, I want all the head. I want, you know, I want to have sex the way I want to have it, and the way I want to have it consists in both of us getting pleasure. So yeah, that's a misconception. So like, for instance, if you believe that misconception and you ran into a girl like me and you thought you wasn't going to give this head, you was in for a rude awakening. So like, I don't know. I tend to have a lot of conversations with my boys about, you know, lesbians and the roles they play and misconceptions and things like that. And I feel like, you know, I'll be putting them on to a lot of different things, right? For instance, we also spoke about girls liking the strap, right? And, you know, the question was, if girls like strap-ons, if a lesbian wants to have sex and wants to be penetrated with a strap-on, doesn't that make her straight? Now, no, that does not make her straight, right? Why? Because sometimes girls want the penis minus the man, right? So there are characteristics about a man that certain lesbians don't want, right? Obviously, it's a lot different, right? A man's body, a man's scent, a man's, you know, just, you know, I had a female tell me like she hates beards rubbing against her thighs when she's getting oral sex. Like, she hates it. Like, she can never see herself with a man. She doesn't like the scent that they give off when they sweat. She doesn't like any of that from men, right? So, which is why she prefers women, right? She likes a soft, sensual feel when she's having sex, and she might want penetration. Cause yes, if you penetrate and stimulate the clitoris well enough, you will reach an orgasm. So she wants the penis, but she wants the penis from a female, right? And I could just say it now. People are like, no, fuck that. Like, you want, like fuck that lesbian shit. You fucking going to hell, all that shit. Suck my dick, right? Because at this point, I feel like if people are still discriminating against the LGBT community, they're just not living in reality, man. They're just in absolute denial and are not understanding that people are gonna live their lives the way they want to live them, man. They're gonna express their feelings, and I feel like the world has grown so much over time, you know, because when my mom was a girl, this was not even thought of. Like, there was no way that we could imagine that we'd be in the place we are now. And what I would say, and I would give it up to the LGBT community, is that they're really good, or we rather are really good at sticking by what we stand for, staying together in tough times, and demanding equality, right? And, you know, I even feel like if us minorities form together as much as the LGBT community does, that we would be in a much further place than where we are now. Because, you know, when these laws started getting passed to get married and things like that, it was huge moves for us, man. Like, to think, you know, at a time, it wasn't even legal, you know, to be in a same-sex relationship. Rather, better, you know, not to think how would we even be here where we are now, where we can marry our significant other, our partner, and actually have families. It's really golden, right? It's a beautiful thought. I'm truly proud of it, and we have come a long way. For anyone to move us backwards, because it's just not going to happen. We keep thriving, you know what I mean? It's so many members of our community who are excelling at life all the time, day to day, and it's something to be proud of, for sure. But if you have questions, comments, emotional outbursts, make sure you leave it in the comment section. It's important to leave feedback. Feedback is truly a gift, you know. We're gonna keep building and building together to provide one of the greatest platforms ever. This is where we are now. Lesbians for Dummies, Part 1. Ms.Fit, Murder F Gang. This is my dumb advice.
Yeah. Oh, hold up, no, wait a minute, I'm way too different. Yeah. You need a CAT scan for that head, girl, cause that brain is different. Yeah. You better catch your breath, cause that disrespect, I'm real blatant with it. See, I don't miss a step, a small disconnect, communicates committed. I push white, now I'm blacking. Dykes copy my